Hello racing fans, welcome to our Gallop TV preview show. We are previewing Thursday the 16th of October. We're at Turffontein, we're on the inside track, and I trust that you, the valued racing fan, as well. What's on the go? Well, we'll begin racing later than normal, 12:45, and we'll close things off at 16:20. But more importantly, there are just 7 races carded. So if you are an exotic player, you need to look sharp. I remind you that the BA and the bipod begin in the same race, which will be race number 1. And then the pick 6 will be race number 2. And then jackpot 1, race 3, jackpot 2, race number 4. So 7 races on the go. Alistair Cohen, as always, on the line to preview this race meeting. Yeah, Alistair, I've just had a look at the card, and whilst we know that there are 7 races, as I mentioned to our racing fans out there, there are lots of odds-on favourites on the day, some strongly fancied horses if the betting is to be used as a guide.
Absolutely, Dees. Good day to you. Good day to all the race goers, racing fans out there. Look, I guess one man's trash is another man's treasure when you look at this card. 7 races is a bit different, and as you say, the bipod and place accumulator kick off at the same time. But I reckon that the placement of this meeting and the fact that there's no half-out racing for a week after this, which is very rare, this sort of tonic with short price favourites, for those that look for short price favourites, could be coming at the right time of the month. I mean, we shall see. Obviously, they've got to go according to plan, and some of these fancied horses need to arrive. My play is very much in line with those fancied horses. The last 3 races I've opened up a little bit, and there's some good quality that go around as well. Some Betway Summer Cup entries that are involved on this Thursday card on the Turffontein inside track. So it's a nice card, but I don't see the exotics paying too much, unfortunately. But with that said, there's an opportunity to catch it perhaps a few times.
Okay, let's get straight into it. Alistair, race number 1, 12:45 at the time of recording. We give you the forecast betting and, of course, some declarations as we go race by race. Maiden Plate, fillies and mares, 1,000 meters. Horse number 1, Masters Lady, Roy Magna, in form, stable. Hit their straps, as I mentioned to Alistair the other day, 22-10. Then we have number 4, Amazonian, at 7-2. A first timer, number 5, In Between, is at 8-1. And then our first odds-on shot comes up on the race card. I say the first because there are a few. Number 6, Matthew and Mike, the Cox runner, with Craig Zaki up at 8-10. So this is where the place accumulator and the bipod begins. What's your bet of choice for the race meeting, Alistair?
It's a place accumulator. He's going with a PA that, as you say, starts in race number 1 at 12:45. And we do kick off with a short price favourite in this former number 6, MME Huntress. Easy to see the logic for what the Cox are doing here. Showed a lot of pace over 1,200 metres and didn't sustain it over the closing stages to 1,000 metres on a fast-running Turffontein inside track, likely to suit her. But I'm not going to say take her on. That's the wrong analogy. But my banker in the first leg of the place accumulators, number 2, Masters Lady. I don't like the form line of MME Huntress. Although she's got a lot of improvements to come and she's undeniably got a winning chance, I'm just not prepared to take 8-10 about her. And I think from a PA perspective, number 2, Masters Lady, could be a little bit more solid. Not that her form lines lights up like a Christmas tree, but her penultimate start to top division, even though she was soundly beaten. Top division's okay. Bumps last grind has won a few races out of there. Masters Ladies run second from that form line. It's just a little bit more convincing. But like I said, I think it could go either way between the two. I don't think Masters Lady will miss the first 2 for bipod purposes either. And I think the elephant in the room that you described when going through this race, although the Cock Yard's been in unbelievable form, I think they're training at the highest strike rate in the country, highest win rate in the country. Roy Magna's yard over the last week has been absolutely on fire with horses that don't look like they come in with legitimate form claims and proving out of sight. So Magna's got his yard in good heart, and I think number 2, Masters Lady, it's worth taking on the 8-10 shot, but I think it's a flip of a coin of who's going to win.
Okay, 22-10 at the time of recording. Number 2, Masters Lady. Pick 6 begins in race number 2, the big one, 13:20, 1,000 meters, Maiden Plate. What are we looking at here? Well, 1 is Trajanus at, what's the price? 4-10. That's how short that horse is. 4-10. Then we got number 5, Hammer Blow, at 4-1. 6, Legal Flame, at 8-1. And a first time up, we'll keep an eye on this filly. Aquarius is a name, daughter of Rafif. She's trading at 8-1. Well, I remember when this individual, the son of Danon Platina, debuted at Hollywoodbets Scottsville. I was actually on course that day, and looked like a winner all the way, but got caught late. And since then, it's been exact, I would like to say a copy and paste of their debut run. The horse shows pace, looks like it's going to win, finds one better. Just gets caught to, I don't know whether it's coming up for air the last 50 meters or so, Alistair.
Look, it could be a combination of many things. It's not the rarest thing when you see horses that had 3 stars in 3 seconds, but it is rare to see them pretty much in the same place throughout running. I think a good observation. First run is a gelding last time. What could be key here, Dees, is the fact that he's back to 1,000 meters, over 1,200 last time at the Val. Him and Miami Mounts have pulled well clear of the third horse, who was a horse called Wayne, trained by Lucky Hudalaku, so I'm looking forward, who I'm looking for in all the nominations, wherever Lucky might be running on the Hartfeld. Miami Mountain came out and won one of very, very, very hot graduation plates from that form line. Trayanis, also what you got to remember, he is quite quirky. He dumped Craig Zaki in the starting stalls and ran loose at Turffontein in the heart of winter. So I think he might have a couple of quirks about him, but it looks like his race to lose. I mean, he's 1-4 and 1-4 with a reason. I've seen him get beaten before, D's, but I'm not going to try and take this horse on. I think he's a banker in the first leg of the Pick 6. He's a banker in the exotics that are going to be opened by this race. The pace that he shows, fast track, first run on the inside track as well, with that form line being franked, I don't see any dangers. The horse that I think might represent a little bit of top 3 value, funny enough, is a 12-1 shot in the form number 2, Seed Seeker, because from the form line of Trust, the second horse, Monkey Puzzle, ran second, was beaten by African Pride, who won a hot race at the Val on Tuesday. Third horse, One Eye on Vegas, has come out and won, so that form line sparking up nicely. I don't think there's any reason to take on Trayanis, but I think there's value to be had at least from swingers with number 2, Seed Seeker, as a bit of backup. And you made mention number 9, Aquarius. She's been nominated everywhere. She's been nominated against winners. She's been nominated in minor features, etc., etc. I know nothing about her. Louis and Schlapel's on board, but maybe just keep an eye on any betting moves. 10-1 tells you perhaps no real confidence on debut, but just keep her in the back of your mind. I think where she runs, she'll step up from the debut.
Okay, that is race number 2. Alistair hoping that the odds-on shot can deliver as a possible banker in the Pick 6. Race 2. Race 3, jackpot 1, 13.55, maiden plate, distance 1,600 meters. Horse number 2, Arizona Magic, 6-1. 3, War Summit at 11-2. Number 6 is trading at 7-1. Then we got 8-1 shot here, number 7. And another odds-on shot, 1, 2, 3. But this is 1, 2, Buckle My Shoe. This is trading at 5-10. Yeah, first up, I thought she was a touch unlucky not to make a winning debut, but just finding one, on the line. But nevertheless, lots of positives would have been taken out of that debut performance. Alistair, 1, 2, Buckle My Shoe.
Geez, I've got to put my head down here. She pulled up exceptionally well, as you say, desperately unlucky. Had she got a better stars and had they got a better pace, I don't think they would have seen which way she went. She's held in very high regard. Look, you got to complete the steps as they're presented to you, but there has been some chatter of what long-term goals there are for number 8, 1, 2, Buckle My Shoe, and it's not novice plate and low-grade handicaps. Where she gets to in her career, look, only time will tell. But if she can't win this maiden on what she showed on debut and the step up in distance and with the experience under the belt, sure, there'll be a lot of head scratching. I can't put anyone off. At home, she's in very, very good heart, like she was into her debut. A little bit of a question mark that the horse who ran 4th, Counselor, ran second behind Ethical, but Ethical was ready to win. I think Counselor will win her next start, so I don't think there's any point crying over spilt milk. And let's hope the number 8, 1, 2, Buckle My Shoe can do the job. From my side, I make her a banker. If you were thinking of one other, it would be number 2, Arizona Magic, although well beaten by African Pride last time. Again, that African Pride discussion comes up. So there are claims with Arizona Magic, but the sex allowance, the weight turnaround, everything that goes with it, can't see number 8, 1, 2, Buckle My Shoe getting beaten. Be absolutely devastated if she did.
Thank you for that, Alistair. Race number 4, jackpot 2, 1,200 meters, fillies and mares 74, our handicap, and this is a D division class. 2 is Blushing Bloom. Johan Janssen van Vuren with Muzieni, 15-10. Then we got number 3, Whirlybird, blinkers on, 6-1. 4 is a scratching at the time of recording. Number 5 is Saragossa Cat, 12-10. And then we got number 7, Maverick Queen, at 7-1. Well, this is tight between the top 2 in the betting. 2, Blushing Moon, that post-maiden run. You can possibly touch on that because I thought that was an encouraging performance from a filly that is trained by Johan. And then he's got the stable companion, Saragossa Cat, who won well at her second start, and that's at 12-10. I don't know if it'll come race time that we'll possibly see a separation, on where the money will be with these 2 runners, numbers 2 and 5. Or have you found something else to try and topple them, or it's just a straightforward result again?
I think Johan Janssen van Vuren will win the race. Which one's the $1 million question? Whether it's going to be Blushing Bloom or Saragossa Cat. If you were looking for a little bit of backup, number 7, Maverick Queen, I suppose, comes into the picture from draw 1 with 52 kilos, but she hasn't looked like winning for a while. I've leaned towards number 2, Blushing Bloom here, Dees. Muzieni takes a ride on this daughter of Flower Alley, who's bred for speed and more speed. She got penalised for being a loser last time in a low-grade fillies and mares handicap, but she still ran around like she was a little bit uncertain of what to do, and that's pretty much been a trademark of her through her career. Whereas we got I think, when I say one-dimensional, not in a bad way, but the one-dimensional Saragossa Cat, in that she's pace and only pace, and with better horses around her, she might be a target to aim at in the closing stages. With that said, the 4th horse, Concordia, came out and franked that form. She was beaten 5.5 lengths, whereas Blushing Bloom last time, nothing that was in and around her has done anything, and the race that she won, also that form line is it's okay actually, with Ring of Roses having finished 7th, coming out and winning. So that's my line of thinking for number 2, Blushing Bloom. I've banked her in the place accumulator. I'd be a little bit more hesitant when it came to pick sixes and jackpots, etc., with the stable companion and with number 7, Maverick Queen, potentially as backup. I don't see anything else really troubling them. Like I said, I think Johan Janssen van Vuren will win the race. It's a matter of which one.
Okay, Van Vuren to win the 4th, and it could be an exacta play as well with both those runners if you can't split them. Pinnacle Stakes is race number 5. 1,600 meters. Number 1, Solar Sail, trading at 6-1. Then we go on to a 7-2 shot in 5, Potberry, 5-1, Navajo Nation. Number 6, 7, King's Express, was punted last time out, money down, won well, 4-1. Number 9 is a scratching, and then Press On Regardless is David Neverhessen's runner. That is trading at 6-1. What are we doing here, Alistair? We watched the King's Express win a good race last time out. I mentioned money down. Well, it certainly was. And Girish seems to have a nice relationship with this horse now, having won on the individual last time out. Can he go back-to-back?
Definitely a chance here, Dees. The horse that he beat, Soldier's Eye, ran a very close-up second over the weekend at Turffontein. The kicker here with King's Express, though, is 1,800 meters, absolute sweet spot. I know he's won and featured well over a mile, and 2,000 probably just stretches him despite the often places that he's got. If it was 1,800 meters, I'd banker him, especially with the 50 kilos on his back. Well, hopefully, because if Garish rides a win at Hollywoodbets Durbanville on Wednesday, he'll be down to 2.5. He's 1 win away from losing his 4-kilo claim. Very strong case to be made. I think he's been very well placed by Fabian Habib. The fact that he's in these Pinnacle Stakes and not looking out of place, I think is a good training feat. Anti-penultimate start to the Equator, who's got his eye on the Betway Summer Cup, as some of King's Express's rivals in this race do. He's the horse that I am going to lead with, especially with a £2 penalty for winning last time in a Pinnacle Stakes, and that form not really being frank, but still doing a bit of justice over the weekend. My backup in the place accumulator, though, is number 6, Navajo Nation, and a James de Harbour for Wayo and Warwick Mawing. I've always kept an eye on this horse. Ignore his run in the Hong Kong Jockey Club Gold Cup, and that's just too far from him. I don't think he'll be trying that trip anytime soon. He's running races like the Colorado King Stakes and the Premier's Champions Challenge, races that he should never be in. And he moves into the 400 with such a loss in hand. He doesn't quite go on with it, A, because the distance might just challenge him a bit much, and also because those horses are just much better than him. These are calmer waters than those races, and he went close in the Hollywoodbets Durbanville Constellation, went second to Otto Lucan. In fact, he looked to win it with about 200 metres left to run, just got undone by Otto Lucan, who again is a live chance in the Betway Summer Cup. So I've got a lot of time for number 6, Navajo Nation, and I think at the price of 5 to 1, he's worth maybe a solid place bet. I think we might have lost a little bit of the win value. Just looking around at some of the others, I think it's still too short for Solar Cell, despite a brilliant last run. When he goes 2,000 metres plus, I'll be on his side. Marauding Horde returning from a break, too short for him. Greeting My Master, I think he'll run short from his best. He's targeting the Victory Moon, the race that he won last year. So I think he'll run a lot better than he did last time, but I think he'll step forward with a run. Potberry's now at this level. He's got to prove that he's up to the task. Tegan's champ looks like he'll need a little bit more. And Press On Regardless, last time we all quite liked him, and he behaved very poorly at the Val. First time that he's sort of had that mannerism about him. I think watch him go down to the start. If he does behave, maybe have a little savour on number 10 Press On Regardless, because he's dangerous with the weight, but he did lose the race before the race last time. So 6 and 7 for me. A few that you'll need in the pick 6. I'd be recommending 1 and 10 as backup.
Well, Alistair's gone light with his comments in the previous legs of that leg of the pick 6, and maybe this leg, he's gone 6 and 7. Those are the runners, 5 to 1 and 4 to 1. But his suggestion could be maybe include a few more. And if the budget allows, maybe just sit back, relax if you're through, and have the feel there in race number 5. Race number 6, middle stakes, 1,600 meters. Number 1, Obsidian, 33 to 10. 2 is a scratching. We got number 4, Player. It's at 8 to 1. 5, Last Car to Pass at 5 to 1. 6, Birthright is at 8 to 1. Then we got an 18 to 10 shot here. Number 9, So Heartthrob. Craig Zaki is carded plus a half kg. Number 10, Impact Investor, is at 8 to 1. And it's double figures the balance. What are we doing in this race, Alistair? We were erring on the side of caution in race number 5. Do we take on number 6, So Heartthrob, the 18 to 10 favorite? And Obsidian also, quietly fancied if the betting is to be a guide, going for 4 in a row at 33 to 10.
I don't think we can take either on. I've gone 1, 4, and 9 on my place accumulator, so this is where I've really opened up. And in the pick 6, I'm certainly including number 3, Damio. Might be 1 run premature before he wins, but I loved his last run back from a long break. 1,800 meters, 3rd run after a break. That could be the office for number 3, Damio, but I've just left him out the PA. Birthright, the stable companion, on the back of a good last run. Let's see how he backs it up. But 1, 4, 9 are my numbers here. To answer your question, no, I don't think we can take them on. I know that Obsidian's got designs on the Allard Steel Road on a Mission Mile. If he wants to qualify for the race, depending on numbers that get nominated, he'll have to win this, and he'll have to win this well, because he's not quite at the benchmark of bottom weight just yet. So let's see how he goes. He'll be ready and raring to go. Number 4, Player, is absolutely popping. That I can tell you. Desperately unlucky at his penultimate start when he came from the back of the field, made up a ton of ground behind Press On Regardless, who runs in a race 2 divisions stronger half an hour earlier. And then last time from a deep draw, again made up a ton of ground behind Max the Magician, didn't get going in time. 3rd run after a break, he's peaking. He'll be very, very dangerous to these top two in the market. Do not leave him out. If he doesn't win, he'll go close. And then there's a lot to like about number 9, Soho Heartthrob D's. I mean, just his penultimate run jumps off the page. He was desperately unlucky to find course specialist Master Christmas last time, when again he moved up a winner, all over a winner, and just got snared by his former stable companion. He represents an insanely talented bunch of 3-year-old colts on the half. My read at the moment is that when it comes to the 3-year-old fillies, you got Griefs and you got a few in Cape Town that are emerging. And as far as the 3-year-old colts are concerned, Joburg, I think, has got an embarrassment of riches this season, and be very interested to see how the Hollywoodbets Cape Guinea shapes up. So her Heartthrob can't be too far behind the best if you've got Jan van Gooyen and Tin Pan Alley in his form lines, and that's got to make him a big chance here. I'm loath to leave him out. Very nice horse indeed.
This horse, just a comment, Alistair, 11, Molotov Cocktail. What happened there, that post-maiden run? I know 2,000 meters may have been a stretch, but I see nothing obvious in the form guide I'm using.
I haven't got any feedback about number 11, Molotov Cocktail. Didn't like him last time. I thought maybe he tried a distance a bit too far for himself. That was off colour. Not for me. I think when he won, he beat a field that he was just better than. That's going to be a big ask in my book for number 11, Molotov Cocktail. I think sort of lower company with a few runs under the belt, then maybe he'll make some appeal. He's not for me. Cue the egg on my face.
Okay, race number 7, merit rated 68, handicap 1450 meters. Number 1, Clarkson 8-1. 2, Calada is trading at 9-2. Then we got horse number 3, that's Michael Faraday at 7-2. 4, Sunshine Day at 6-1. Number 6, Matiazo is at 8-1. 7, Gamer at 5-1. Northern Kitten, number 9 at 8-1. And it's double figures the balance. What a race to close things off. You know, you've really helped when it comes to trying to keep the cost down and to minimize the perm in most of the races, especially I would say when we start off the exotics. You are siding with, you know, horses that you've given us confidence with, and Rob is stamping those odds-on favorites or those horses that are priced up at the top of boards. But in this race, Alistair, you know, if you can narrow things down here, this is an absolute winner, because, you know, if those fancied runners have to arrive earlier on in the exotics, we know that the exotics are not going to be heading for telephone numbers on a 7-race card. So the best way to do is, you know, to try and narrow things down here at the back, and if you can possibly narrow it down to half the field, that'll be great. Race 7.
I think I can do that for you, Dees. Look, I think if the exotics are going to pay anything reasonable and something that's going to, instead of it being KFC for a nice family, instead of it being a KFC dinner, turn it into a nice family dining dinner at a fancy place, this is the race where I think you're going to escalate that perm. 3, 4, and 10 are my numbers in the place accumulator. I know it doesn't sound like I've narrowed it down, but if you're looking for 2 more to make up half the field, number 2, Kalida, coming back from a break with a tongue-tied back on and draw 1. And then further down, number 7, Gamer, just because the yard is an unbelievable form, and Pila Sunday and Paulie's riding very well with St. John Gray. So those would be my 2 pieces of backup. But number 3, Michael Faraday, D's. I'm just getting a headache just talking about this horse. I've liked him on his first 2 runs in Joburg, where there was tons of support from him, and he ran well, but he didn't get the job done. Last time, 1,700 meters, didn't think he'd stay, trotted up. Never looked like losing. So I'm putting him in again. I've always thought moving to Joburg, he'd have a few wins in the tank. Now it looks like with the confidence up, which he would have needed. I think he was just low on confidence and maybe just took a bit of time to build into peak fitness, that he could go on a bit of a streak. I think he's far better than a 69 if you look at his runs in Cape Town. So he's the horse that I'm going to lead with, but he has been the bane of my existence of late. Number 4, Sunshine Day. Go watch this horse's penultimate run behind Prize Platinum. Oh, she was unlucky. And remember early days, Sunshine Day, her rating was a 90. She's down to a 69. And she's been competitive of a 69. She's been consistent of a 69. So there's no reason to drop her down the ratings at all. She was turned over by Mamlambo last time. Mamlambo disappointing on Tuesday, but every horse is allowed an indifferent run, so we'll give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm convinced Sunshine Day is going to win soon, so she's not one to leave out. And the stable companion, Brett Weber and Marco van Rensburg, let's give them a little bit of credence. There's no way on paper that this filly can beat her stable companion, Sunshine Day. But Weber's stats, Marco van Rensburg riding, I mean, Brett Weber's in the top 25, I think, in the National Trainers Log, with a very, very small cross-section of horses, all rated. I don't think he's got a horse rated above 80 other than Moment, who's a very nice stayer in the making. I know that he's coming to the Race Coast Sale next weekend to try and bolster that, and good on him, and good for any owners that are willing to throw a few horses his way. I'm just putting in number 10, Can't Catch Me, out of the fact that the yard and the ride are absolutely flying for one another, and that could be the horse that just boosts those exotic dividends a little bit.
Okay, you mentioned to us that your bet of choice will be the place accumulator for the show, and racing fans with 7 races on the bounce. So we are expecting that all to start at 12:45. Race number 1 will be the start of the place accumulator. Over to you, Alistair.
Yep, Barpot starts in the first. Don't lose sight of that. There are a lot of people who get tangled up and get their wires crossed when it comes to these 7-race cards. So for those Barpot enthusiasts and PA enthusiasts, it gets underway at the same time. I'll start with Banker 2, Masters Lady, by Banker 1, Trayanis, by Banker 8, who is 1-2, Buckle My Shoe, by Banker 2, Blushing Bloom, but throw in number 5 into your pick 6. By 6 and 7, Navajo Nation and King's Express, a little bit wider in the last 2 legs. 1, 4, and 9, Obsidian Player and Soho Heartthrob, and 3, 4, and 10, Michael Faraday, Sunshine Day, and Can't Catch Me. Slim spend 18 Rand. Hopefully the last 2 legs we can double up somewhere, and the dividend's not something that's sort of on the record-breaking low side.
Bang, 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 bang. 4 bankers. First 4 legs of that exotics. Thanks for your time, Alistair. Wish you all the best.
Same to you, same to all the viewers. Have a wonderful week, and we'll be back on the show in a week from now with no racing on the half vault. So enjoy what's to come. Good racing from around the country. I've even seen Durban's card on Sunday. Good quality with See It Again, Royal Victory, On My Honor, all running. So for the Durban enthusiasts, you'll be treated again on Sunday. Last weekend was good. This weekend is going to be excellent as well. So even though you won't hear from me, I'll certainly be watching and giving it a go.
Thanks to Alistair Cohen for Gallop TV. For myself, D. Steiner, to you, the valued racing fan. All the best if you are racing at the Val on Thursday. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gasle.